If you were lucky enough to be wandering around Brooklyn's Fort Greene Park early on April 6th, then you might have seen something absolutely fucking awesome. A bust of Edward Snowden. The Fort Greene Prison Ship Martyrs Monument was originally erected in honor of POWs who lost their lives during the American Revolution. And apparently the goal of these artists was to highlight those who sacrificed their safety in the fight against modern-day tyrannies. An artist went all out for this installation. This wasn't just a papier-mâché after-school project. This was a 100-pound bronze bust, complete with all caps lettering at the foot of the monument, the way you'd see at a quote-unquote real monument. As if recognition of Snowden's contributions had finally come to fruition. But alas, it was too good to be true. By noon, NYPD had already begun dismantling the installation, and by 12:15, they had put a giant tarp over the bust, which feels to me like an accidental real-world metaphor, an overt and all too tactile representation of the covering up of Snowden's heroic deeds in order to keep this twisted machine greased with fear and submission. But despite the work of New York City's finest, activists from the Illuminator Art Collective came out that night to project an image of the bust into the darkened space it had so briefly occupied. Kyle Depew, a member of the collective, told Gothamists that while the state may remove any material artifacts that speak in defiance against incumbent authoritarianism, the acts of resistance remain in the public consciousness, and it is in sharing that act of defiance that hope resides. A fucking men, Kyle.